The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that a series of dramatic and tragic events have occurred in the love triangle between Hope, Carter, and Daphne. Below is the full content analyzed in detail, with developments that push everything to the climax of tension, suffering, and mystery. In the recent episode, the relationship between Hope and Carter came to an end. Hope, despite trying her best to hold on, even lying that she was pregnant with his child, still could not keep Carter. This event marked a major turning point, starting the tragedy that followed. Hope knew that Carter was a family-oriented person and always wanted to have children. Her making up the story of being pregnant was her last gamble to tie Carter down, forcing him to stay with her. However, this backfired. Carter was already tired of the constant conflicts in their relationship. Instead of relenting, he felt cheated. Carter still firmly left despite Hope's last efforts. He clearly saw that this relationship had gone too far from what he wanted. Carter's decisiveness caused Hope to fall into a state of crisis. From believing that she could save the relationship, she suddenly faced the harsh reality. Carter no longer wanted to be with her. Hope's feelings and anger, abandoned after using the last resort, Hope not only felt hurt, but also resentful. She thought Carter was too cruel for not giving her a chance to explain. This stifled emotion was like the first spark, smoldering, waiting for the opportunity to explode into a crazy rage. The second shock that hit Hope was Carter's decision to leave the cabin filled with memories of him and Hope to live with Daphne. Daphne was described as a charming, confident woman with an independent lifestyle. Carter's decision to move in with her immediately created a public opinion that he had someone new before. However, it is not clear when Carter and Daphne started a relationship or if they were just close friends. In any case, Carter's quick move to Daphne's apartment was enough to completely destroy Hope. When she heard that Carter was moving in with Daphne, Hope believed that she was being replaced. The pain and jealousy made her lose her mind. The pressure from the gossip, combined with the feeling of losing everything, made Hope even more resentful. People around her warned that Hope was in a state of instability and could explode at any moment. However, no one expected her to do such a cruel thing. In a moment of extreme mental breakdown, Hope made an extremely reckless and out-of-control decision, setting fire to the apartment where Carter and Daphne were staying. This is an act that stunned the audience and at the same time created a tragic turning point for the whole story. Hope had the mentality of, if I can't have him, then no one can have him. She saw destroying both Carter and Daphne as the only way to release her anger and deep hurt. The feeling of being deceived and abandoned made her lose her reason to consider the consequences. She just wanted to erase the wound in her heart. Hope stealthily approached Daphne's apartment, carrying gasoline and a lighter. She silently observed, waiting for the moment when Carter and Daphne were inside so that the plan would be most effective. Although she was a bit hesitant at first, resentment overcame Hope's conscience. She began pouring gasoline around the apartment, determined to complete this sinful intention. Explosive moment. Suddenly, Carter appeared. He may have heard the noise or recognized the smell of gasoline. This moment made Hope's heart light up with a glimmer of hope. Could she stop? However, it seemed that it was all too late. In a fit of unconscious anger, Hope threw the lighter down. The fire immediately spread rapidly and flared up fiercely. When the fire broke out, the tragedy officially began. The heartbreaking ending not only destroyed 2 lives, but also marked an indelible stain in Hope's life. Carter and Daphne were trapped in the fire, unable to escape. The fire spread so quickly that part of the apartment collapsed, blocking their way. The two desperately called for help, but all around them was fire and black smoke. The terrible heat made it seem like they had no chance. Even though Hope tried to escape, she did not anticipate how fast the fire spread. She was injured by the heat and the fire broke out right behind her. The severe burns caused Hope to collapse at the scene before the fire department arrived. Carter and Daphne died in the fire. This news shocked the community and especially the relatives of the two victims. As for Hope, she was taken to the emergency room in a state of severe burns. The truth that she was the arsonist began to emerge, and all eyes turned to her with anger and shock. After the fire, Hope was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. However, that was just the beginning of the series of difficulties she would face. Hope suffered burns to her arms, some chest injuries, and may suffer severe psychological consequences. During her recovery, Hope was constantly in a state of panic. She was tormented by her actions, but also afraid of the punishment that lay ahead. Although she was the one who caused the tragedy, Hope also lost Carter, whom she loved deeply. The regret mixed with pain sent her into a spiral of guilt with no way out. Arson is a very serious charge. She could face a long prison sentence, or even worse if the court finds that there was an element of intentional killing of multiple people. Family and friends react. Everyone is shocked and saddened by the loss of two lives. At the same time, many people were outraged and blamed Hope for her unacceptable behavior. A few still tried to defend that Hope was mentally unstable. They thought she could not control her behavior. However, the law is hard to be lenient with such severe consequences. Everything seemed to be settled when the police were just waiting for Hope to recover to arrest her. But the biggest surprise happened. Hope disappeared. As soon as her injuries had stabilized, Hope was no longer in the hospital bed. The nurse and the police both confirmed that she had left without leaving any traces. It is unclear whether Hope left on her own or was helped by someone. Either way, this was an act of evasion from the law. Brooke has always been known as a mother who is willing to do anything to protect her daughter, especially when Hope is facing a terrible sentence. Did Brooke use her influence and connections to arrange for Hope to leave town or even go abroad? This is a question that makes everyone curious. Many people think that Hope does not deserve to be protected after committing a terrible crime. However, there are still people who believe that Hope is suffering from a mental crisis and needs psychological treatment rather than prison. Hope's sudden disappearance only makes the event more confusing. Some people think that Brooke is secretly carrying out a plan to exonerate her child. The arson that led to two deaths has pushed all the characters into a terrible situation. The future of Hope, and those involved, becomes extremely uncertain. Is Hope hiding in a secret place, waiting for a chance to escape abroad? Or will she confess after she calms down? Will the remorse and guilt make Hope brave enough to face justice, or will she still panic and find ways to hide? Brooke is known as a mother who loves her child unconditionally. However, this time Hope has committed a very serious crime. Will Brooke continue to hide Hope, or will she advise her son to turn himself and to take legal responsibility? And if Brooke really helped Hope escape, she also faces the risk of being prosecuted for aiding and abetting a crime. Ridge has always had great influence in the fashion world and has a complicated family relationship with Brooke and Hope. Which way will he choose? Support Brooke to help Hope, or let the law punish the murderer? If Carter has decided to return the company to Ridge, this is also more or less related to internal family conflicts, which may make it even harder for Ridge to forgive Hope. The arson incident that led to the deaths of Carter and Daphne has had a series of painful consequences. This can be considered one of the most shocking incidents in the series The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope went from a woman who was always loved to a cold-blooded killer, carrying indelible wounds and guilt. Carter and Daphne passed away in tragedy, leaving a haunting mark on their family, friends, and viewers. Ridge and the characters involved may have to make important decisions that affect the future of the company and their family. Although Hope is missing, the story has not stopped. Viewers are watching every detail to see if she will be recaptured and if there's a powerful, inside man secretly protecting her. No one knows whether the next drama will be repentance, surrender, or continued escape. All these mysteries make the bold and the beautiful so attractive when each plot can be revealed at the last minute, making viewers constantly guess and wait. In the spiral of love, hatred, and crime, who will really find a way out, and who will have to pay the price for irreparable mistakes? Continue to follow the next series of thrilling plots, because the bold and the beautiful spoiler still has many unpredictable surprises, promising to push the story further, deeper, and more dramatic than ever.